Good morning. This is Lindy. I'm just going to be talking today, and I'm going to talk about poverty and being poor. I have really never thought about it. It is something that I guess I've always been, but I never thought I was. I never thought about being poor or the poverty level that I would live at. And I'll tell you something. There's a reason why I don't think about it. When I was a year and a half old, and I talk about this a lot, my memory of the past is extreme. I remember my first memory of anything is being in a tent with a potbelly stove for heat, a cot to sleep on in the middle of winter in Pennsylvania. I'm going to assume that's poverty, but I didn't know it as a child. Oh, I remember eating lots of beans, a little bit of rice, but I didn't know I was poor. As a child, I didn't know it because I could play, I could do whatever I wanted. So during my lifetime, I've probably been mostly just above the poverty line. I don't know. I've had two homes. My mother put me in foster care when I was almost 2, so I didn't know home with her. She died when I was 11, so then I had to live with people all through the family, wherever. In my adult life, I've only owned 2 homes. One was when I was 19 and I bought it with my VA. And the second one was when I got this job with with World Savings, and I could afford a house payment, and my son was living with me. Those are homes. The rest of the time, I've lived in mobile homes, mainly mobile homes. And I never thought a thing about it. I actually preferred the mobile homes. The upkeep was cheaper. Everything was cheaper about it, and I could afford those. So I don't know what your life experience is. I know that money's very important. But I used to watch people who would buy houses, and they would have to work a job they hated. They would die young. They were so miserable in their lives. And many, would turn to drink, or would turn to this, or would turn to that, because inside they weren't happy. And I think I always considered that being content and happy was more important than owning a home, or it just seemed like a burden to me. So being in a van is really nothing big. It's another way of life. It's another lifestyle. It's better than a tent and a potbelly stove, let me tell you. So when I worry. I say, well, do you envy people who have these big vans? And I don't. I really don't. I don't want a big van. For some reason, I'm very content with the things I have. And maybe that's why I've reached 76. I don't know. I think contentment has a lot to do with the lack of stress. The life you live has a lot to do with how long you're going to live, how much stress you're going through. Stress just makes diseases come, and I have different beliefs about that, but stress is really horrendous on your life. And money is great. I'm sure it is. Never had a lot. Never could buy a lot of things in my lifetime. New cars, I always had, used, or I had a few new cars. Could barely cover the car payments. So when people tell me, oh, you're at the poverty level, or you're poor, or this, I've told you before, I really don't feel that way. I've really lived my life to the fullest and to the best that I could. I've tried not to harm other people, and I don't want to. I don't want to harm other vanners or anyone else, you know. Sometimes the inside of a van shocks me, and it's unrealistic to me, but that's neither here nor there. I'm not trying to put other vanners down. Their lifestyles are their lifestyles. Everybody's lifestyle is their own, and many people are content and love their homes, but they've adjusted. You know, they've gotten the right job, or they've been a lot smarter than me. But I've always known poverty. I just never understood it. And I'm not sure that a lot of money I would ever change. I would ever change the person I am. I would be a great inheritance for my son and my grandchildren, but I don't ever want to forget who I am. And I'm a content person. I'm happy with life. I want to live it. I want to meet people. I want to help if I can. But van life doesn't really mean poverty. Many people who have vans have lots of money. You know, you can see it in the vans and everything else. They have lots of money. So it's not about money per se, but more about the lifestyle, the lack of stress. You think you're free. I mean, I don't have a home in a city, so I can get out of that city if something serious is happening in my van, and I can stay away. So I just wanted to talk about that today. For some reason, it's really bothered me that I keep seeing poverty level, and I have put it in my videos. And, you know, when people talk to me, they talk about poverty, and I'm thinking, but I'm not poor. I don't think I am. I just don't have any money. So I can't run in and buy everything I want. And I'll think about this wish list, because there's a couple of things I thought, oh, well, a carbon monoxide. I haven't bought one yet. Shame on me. I got to have one before the winter. Might be good on my wish list. But I haven't done it yet. So I'm just talking today just because my lifestyle is so different, and I understand a lot of people don't understand it. But it is something that I don't mind at all. Sorry about this. It was on my mind and I just had to talk about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.